There we go. I think we're on. We are on. Look at that. New night. Wednesday night. Got off of work at a decent time. Now I get to finish wiring up my brand new dirt car, and I might start on one of my Star Wars Bandai models. Got myself a Blue Moon that I got hooked on back in the day with Mr. Bob Ingersoll from Roar. It's all his fault. Daniel's on here like, Wednesday. Yeah, we talked about it last week. We were going to change nights. I don't know where you were at, but it's a little bit easier if I get off of work a little bit earlier. Then I can kind of come in and kind of hang out with my family for a little bit, and my wife gets to talk to me for a little while, and then I get to come down here. And Gretchen works every Thursday, so that means that she's in bed, so I can pretty much come down here and talk to you guys and work on whatever I need to work on, and kind of get some time to get some stuff done. So that's what we're doing tonight. I have, what is that? I got just about everything done on my new B6.3, and got my speed controller, servo, receiver, my good old transponder. Got one of the original transponders still, number 800051. Pretty easy to remember. Connor House says, did you see the V2 they're coming out with? I did, as a matter of fact. I saw I saw on like a Facebook Traxxas forum, somebody took a picture of it from Europe, and it's been a big kerfuffle here in the States, as well, apparently we get it last. So it's like Traxxas is like Honda or something like that. But I did. It's a little bit bigger, and it's got the wide max kit. I kind of figured Traxxas would do that when it became kind of clear that having a wide max was the way to go. Kind of saw that one coming. So that's good for them. That's making it a little bit bigger. It kind of makes you think, like, why even have an e-Revo then at that point? You know, an e-Revo is hands down one of the most difficult RC cars to work on. You know, it's not one of the easiest cars ever to work on. It's if you break something, heaven forbid, you know, you're in for a lot of screws and a lot of taking stuff apart. So, whereas a Max kind of has that nice design, that modular design with the front and rear end able to be kind of taken apart on its own, you know, just a little bit easier. So, I don't know, we'll see what the sales are like when that comes out, if their e-Revo is going to be kind of a redheaded stepchild. Connor House also asks, how's the dirt track coming? The dirt track is done. I got it done last night. Yesterday was a very, very long day. I would have taken a video at the end of the night, but I actually ran out of battery on my phone. And right on time, too. I pretty much got done about 12. I thought I was going to be there till 2 a.m. But I got done about 12, and my battery actually died pretty much right at like 1150 or something like that. And I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten used to being able to, when I work on the track, I got my noise canceling headphones on, and I'm either on the tractor, you know, listening to Chad Daniels or Bill Burr, or I'm listening to Pandora. You know, sometimes if I missed a show, I'll listen to, you know, Shapiro or somebody like that while I'm working. Well, if I ain't got nothing, you know, if the phone's dead, that kind of makes the night kind of crappy. So I'm glad that at least lasted until I got the track done. Track's gonna be fun. I'll make a video tomorrow. I got some pit work to do tomorrow to get all the pit spots kind of open and freed up again. The new crawler section, gonna have to pick all that up and kind of move it out of the way. I can't wait to do a video for YouTube for this channel on that. That's gonna be really good. It's been a lot of fun making this crawler course, but it's just taken so much time, and there's only so many days in the week I have free, you know. Open practice tomorrow. Yes, track was open today. Actually, if you wanted to go out, it's pretty raw today, but yeah, the track will be open tomorrow as well. What did I do? So not only did I move a couple things around, just change the track to make it kind of new and fresh for round 2 of the Techno series, but the straightaway needed some work badly, and I took the box scraper to it, and I drove on it today because I didn't even get a chance to test anything yesterday. I didn't have my radio with me, so I wanted to at least give the new sections a test go, and if I needed to fix something, you know, I still had some time. But the straightaway's better. Some of the sections that were really rough, I fixed. Some of the jump faces and stuff had gotten really messed up just from weekly use. You know, we got open track all the time. People tend to drive backwards out there. You know, they don't get on the driver's stand. They walk around, they kick stuff. Their kids tear stuff up. So it's crazy. I was there from 10 a.m. till midnight, just working on just getting everything I wanted to do on the track. And I'd planned on coming in Monday night, and I ended up not doing it. I stayed home and kind of hung out with the family, and I knew I was going to be in for a long day, and I was actually shocked that we got everything done as early as we did. I was expecting a couple more hours there, so. Yeah, Matt, I'm really sorry it's taken so long. You could actually drive on it now. It wouldn't hurt anything. I got some more paint, and I still got to make some bridges to kind of connect everything on the first 3 panels. And then once I get done with those, after this weekend, once I get done with those panels, I should have them ready for next Tuesday to come out and have some fun on. And then once I get done with those, the next set of panels I'm going to make, I'm actually just going to straight up do a video on, just to show how I did it, because I'm pretty confident that how I've made them is going to work, and it's going to look really good when it's all done. So but we should at least have something to crawl on for a little bit. I need to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more 4-foot sections. So what is that, 20 more feet, and then we're on it. So it's gonna be really good. Jackson, yeah, you could come tomorrow and help me a little bit if you wanted to. What do we need to do? There's the actual track part of everything is fine. I got brand new receivers that I'm going to again, I'm always messing with sound out there, and I got some new receivers from Amazon that I'm going to hook up tomorrow and make sure they work, so we can get some sound from underneath the pit lane, so that your pit guys can hear stuff. The amp that we had went bad a couple years ago, and I've never really gotten around to fixing it. So now I do. Now I'm around to fixing it. Joe Vandeler, your store would happen to have a Kyosho Inferno GT3. I'm sorry, we don't. We actually had somebody special order one of those this summer, and Kyosho didn't have any, and it didn't seem like they were gonna get any anytime soon. So, not really sure what to tell you on that one. I have a bad feeling like I guess they had an RTR, but they didn't have the kit. Yeah. But no, we sure don't. Sorry. Cody Cupkeep. So that was kind of always part of the plan, is to have crawling on Tuesday as well. So we'd like do our Tiny Tuesday races, which right now, only take, 30 minutes to get through. And then we'd take a little break and get the crawler course competition going. And then we'd go back to the racing, and then we'd go back to the crawling. So that was always kind of the plan. It was just a matter of getting the course taken down and then rebuilt for the 24th scale cars. So, yeah, I think we'll officially be able to do that, I would say, when we come back that first Tuesday after New Year's. We take about a 2-week break. With everything, we don't really race for about 2 weeks. And I think that's going to be we'll officially start that Tuesday. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope it will be. I hope it's going to be fun. I need to get mine going. I'm like way behind on just about everything. Logan's on here. I was going to make Emerson fix his crawler or his truggy tonight, and Emerson is currently asleep in his room, so I am not going to mess with him. He's a growing boy, and he probably needs that sleep, so I decided that I wasn't going to wake him up or anything. He might wake up on his own, I don't know. But I'm going to leave the truggy here, along with all my tools. Man, this soldering iron sucks. And basically, it's right there. What I'm gonna do is leave the truggy here, and just some instructions on what to fix, and it's gonna be basically up to him to fix it. And if he doesn't, then I guess he doesn't. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. So, but I didn't want to wake him up. He was asleep when I came home, and I feel like that'd be like mean. I'm mean enough to him as it is. Come on, soldering iron. Yeah, Joe, we had like I said, we did actually special order one of those for a gentleman this summer, and just never got it in. Crap. I'm gonna try my other soldering iron. This is one it's just not hot enough. Not enough watts. It worked, but it didn't work now. I'm so unprepared. sure I don't burn myself. Or my house down. That would suck. Burn my house down. Let that sit for a little bit. So what's everybody doing for Christmas? What's the plan? We've got, what is this, 8th? So 17 more days. It's crazy. Andy wants to know how come I'm doing this on a Wednesday. So I decided to switch from Thursdays to Wednesday because of the work schedule. So I used to be off at 7 on Thursdays, and then they put me to close on Thursdays, which means I'm there till like 8:30 to 9 o'clock, depending on how much money I got to count, and if we close on time or if we don't close on time, how many people I got to kick out from the track, you know, all that stuff. So, so it kind of sucked to get home at like 9:15, 9:30, and then I didn't want to let you guys down, so I try to come down here and work on something, and it kind of got unmotivating. And so now I'm off at 7 on Wednesdays, and that sounds a lot better to me. So get off at 7, get home about 7:15 or so. I get to chill out with the family, watch Hawkeye, and then I can come down here and work on whatever I need to work on camera. Oh, I didn't mark these. Oh, you don't have to mark these. What am I doing? What's a $100-ish dual charger you recommend? Let's see. Viper makes that one. It's like, I think it's like $109.99 here in the States. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a 6 amp dual charger. I think it's 50 watts per side, so it's not incredibly powerful, but for the price, it's not too bad. Common Sense makes a dual charger, I believe, for the same price, like $100 with the same watts. There's a let's see, there's another Common Sense charger that I believe is a dual. That's just a tick more powerful, and it's $149.99. Jackson says he's going to go see the Spider-Man movie for Christmas. I want to see the Spider-Man movie, and I want to go see the new Matrix movie. I am really excited for the new Matrix movie. Like, a lot. The first movie I saw, since all this COVID nonsense, was Ghostbusters, and that was great. It was great to be back in the movie theater. There wasn't a lot of people there, so you kind of had the thing all to yourself. So I want to see Spider-Man, and I want to see the Matrix. I think the Matrix one's going to be very interesting. I'm really excited for that one. So Emerson ruined one of my soldering irons already by essentially leaving it plugged in for like 4 days, and I didn't know it. And so I have this one. It's kind of an old crappy one, but looks like it's gonna work, and the solder joints are gonna be clean, so should be okay. Yeah, the Batman. Um, my brother-in-law is a really big Batman fan, and I'm uh, I'm looking forward to that one too. There's a lot of good stuff coming out finally. Like, we've been in this lull where there's just been crap, you know, like well, I shouldn't say that. It's just like everything got put off for a little bit, right? And so at least here in Nebraska, we're going to be able to kind of go back to the theater like we're supposed to, and I can only watch certain movies on streaming. You know, it's not the same. God, like uh, what did I see for the first time streaming? It was like the Black Widow movie. Like, that was okay to watch on streaming because I didn't feel like it was going to be necessarily, you know, an event, right? And so it didn't bother me that I only got to see that on Disney Plus. And like Shang-Chi, I just saw that. That's actually a really good movie. And I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't see that one in the theater. You know, I felt like I was missing out a little bit. Yes, the Dune movie. I know. I'm kind of a putz for not seeing that in the movie theater either. I uh I actually remember seeing the original. Um and I remember it being really weird to me. Like the um I must have seen it in the 80s like on VHS or something. I just remember that one being weird. And so I don't know why I just wasn't really hyped up for it, which is weird cuz I mean, god, that's where Lucas got a lot of his Star Wars inspiration from, you know? Yeah, I know. The thing is like, with movies, like, it's so much money to go see them that I'm always sort of hesitant uh, to go see stuff that I'm not sure I'm gonna like. You know, like I was pretty sure that I was gonna like Ghostbusters. You know, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna like Spider-Man, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like The Matrix. I just wasn't sure that I was gonna like Dune. You know. Oh, did I just do that? I did just do that. I'm not paying attention. Gosh darn it. I'm stupid. Oh, this. I'm so frustrated with my soldering stuff. I went to Walmart and I got a soldering iron because I didn't feel like going all the way back to work to get a good one from the store, and I was able to wire up my ESC, and that's about it before it lost all of its stuff. There we go. I want to go see Ghostbusters again. I wouldn't mind doing that just to see the stuff I missed. You know, because nowadays I see a movie or a TV show and then I go on YouTube and I watch like heavy spoilers or something, and to see if I missed anything. And there's usually a couple things, and then you're like, man, how could I miss that? I think Ghostbusters would have been the same way. There we go. Oh, make sure they're not touching. Okay. Jackson Anderson, where have you been? Not only is Tobey Maguire in it, but that other guy. They're gonna have all three Spider-Mans. They might actually have like. I think they're gonna have more than three. I think they're gonna have more than that, but those will be the two that we recognize the most. I think that's gonna be a thing, and I think that I think it's gonna lead to the. I think it might end up being like an open-ended movie where it leads into the next Doctor Strange movie, the multiverse of madness. I think that's how they're gonna do it. I think it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a cool time. Kind of a cool time just to be alive, in my opinion. Like Hawkeye, I think it's turning out to be pretty good. It's a little, what's the word? It's like a little, what's her name's kind of a Mary Sue, in a way, kind of. So, but other than that, like, I actually like the Hawkeye TV show a lot. And then, so that's going to give us a couple more weeks of content until the new Cobra Kai and Book of Boba Fett comes out. And then I think soon after that we're going to get I think Armor Wars is the next one. One of the next ones slated. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do I think that they're going to add a sixth bad guy in it? I think they're going to have. I think they're going to definitely have the Sinister Six, and then there might even be more. Like I wonder if. I wonder if they're going to use this movie as because they're going to break the multiverse, right? To bring in, like say the X-Men into the MCU, like. Why not just use this to be able to do that? I think that'd be amazing. I think that'd be awesome. I don't know. I don't like this soldering job. I'm not a huge fan of this crap soldering iron that I'm using right now. I feel like it's too much solder now. Chris Hardison says Venom and Carnage. I don't know. You think it's going to be Venom and Carnage or... I don't know. Plus, they got to deal with all that. They got to deal with all that dumb stuff, you know, like between back and forth with Sony and Disney and all that, or they borrow characters or whatever. I don't know. Jackson says that he thinks Multiverse of Madness will introduce X-Men because of Wanda most likely going to be a bad guy in Doctor Strange. Yeah, I mean, so full disclosure, I used to be a huge comic book nerd, and then right around the end of high school, which would have been 97, I kind of got out of it, right? And so my comic book history kind of ends right around that time, but I do know that Wanda was they had this arc like House of M, I think is what it is, and she basically obliterated all the mutants. And then it kind of restarted it, like allowed the comics to reset again because they had messed it up so badly, I think. So I don't know. That's about where my comic basically let's see, X-Men number 31 or something like that, where Jean Grey and Cyclops got married, and then there was like one a couple after that. I think that's kind of where I ended up kind of not reading anymore, and it wasn't because of that. It was just like it almost felt like I aged out for a little while, and then of course when the movies came around, I'm like, oh my gosh, the X-Men! I love the X-Men, and I feel like I missed out on a huge chunk of it. Not following my own advice when it comes to soldering. Need that heat transfer. All right, this should be it. This should be the one. I love how it takes me like 4 times the amount of time it would actually take a regular person to do stuff because I'm always looking at the screen trying to see what you guys are up to on here. Like, there we go. Okay, new motor is in. Chris Hardison says that there was hinting of X-Men sneak peek in Spider-Man. You eventually get Wolverine versus Spider-Man. That'd be badass. I think, if I remember right, reading somewhere, I think No Way Home might have. Is it No Way Home or the? It might be the Doctor Strange movie where they're going to introduce a version of Professor X. It's one of those. I can't remember which one it is. Because the Doctor Strange movie, I believe, comes out this spring. Spring of 22. All right. Finally. All right. Got my new car here. Not like I'm going to race it anytime soon. Well, no, that's not true. I'm going to that Salt City race. So if you guys are looking for a race to go to, the Salt City Classic is a race in Hutchinson, Kansas at HP Hobbies, High Performance Hobbies. And I ran the Fall Classic for him. That race had been going on like, I don't know, like what, like 30-something years. And now I get to go back and do the Salt City race. So it's gonna be good stuff. Oops. Get in there. The wrong size. Daredevil. Yeah, that's another, man. I think my sister was into watching the Daredevil on the Daredevil show on. What channel was that? Was that the C-Dub that had Daredevil? Peter, I have not been hired to do any races there. I mean, I'll go anywhere. The last time I used to, I'm sorry, Kevin Myers at State Line in Indiana. It was a State Line. It was right on the border of like Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana, I think. Near like Fremont, Indiana? Fremont, Ohio? I can't remember. God, it's late. Anyways, I did that race 2 years in a row. That was great. It was 2018 and 2019. But I haven't been over since that far east. I don't know. I mean, a lot of these places have their own race director, so I don't really expect to be able to be the next Scotty Ernst or anything like that. I just, you know, something like High Performance Hobbies is a good fit because I know everybody and it's easy for me to get down there. So I like having that open. They give you this, Associated gives you this nice little 3-wire tool, but I kind of think I like having this open like that more. Okay, I need a pinion gear. Where are my pinion gears? I know I had them here somewhere. Yes, Jackson, I know I can watch it on Netflix. Thank you. More searching around the room mid-show as I try to remember where in the world I put everything. I have this big room and I can never remember where anything's at. Oh, found it. Connor, if you're asking how long the drive is to Hutch, it is just under 4 hours. I can get there from my house in Bennington to Hutch in just under 4. And yeah, it's not too bad of a drive. It's pretty easy, actually. It's really easy because they made it 4-lane pretty much the whole way. I mean, you can go, basically I take I-80 to York, and I think it's Highway 81 straight down, and it's pretty much all 4-lane. It used to be 2-lane the whole way, and that sucked when it was that. But when they got that all finished and made everything 4-lane, it is one of the easiest drives to make when it comes to RC racetracks. So faux show. All right, where is? There it is. I've officially lost my 1/16 size Allen wrench, so I got to be really careful here and remember to tighten everything up when it's time to actually go. I just want to set my gear mesh. I would be working on 8-scale stuff tonight, but I don't really need to. I don't even think I'm going to race this weekend. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to do it, but my 8-scale is kind of is what it is until I get that Thornhill mod on there, which I'm going to try to do this weekend. I'll probably spend Friday, practice day, once I get everything done, get the track going at 4 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and just see if I can get that all put together. There's supposed to be a snowstorm directly to our north, so I'm kind of thinking that that's going to affect our turnout a little bit this time around. Ha! Steve RC, Top Gun 2 will never come out. That's pretty funny. Right? I remember seeing the previews for that like before the pandemic. Actually. All right. Let's see. Which wing do I want to use? Cool J Concepts wing or stock Associated wing? I think I'm going to use Cool J Concepts wing. Peter Renault, who's a Patreon member from Canada. Um, he's been trying to get out of Canada and come to the States, as they keep on opening, reopening, closing, whatever. And he was supposed to go last weekend, but that got ruined. He's going north this weekend. Need to go before Christmas, and I'm running out of weekends. It's got to be so weird. You kind of always forget that Canada is a whole different country. like, you know, like we're like connected by a continent, but kind of vastly different. I remember, what's that directly to the north of Minnesota? I don't know my geography. Hang on a second here. Where's because the one time that I went to Canada, we were on vacation in Minnesota. Where's it at? Right there. Ontario. Okay, so it was Ontario. So we drove up, and basically my dad thought it'd be cool if we could cross the border. And so we crossed the border, went into some store, and then turned around and came right back. Not even sure. I don't even remember where we were exactly. But it was basically to say that we'd been to Canada. And the point of that story was, there are people talking French. Like right across the border from Minnesota. And it was a whole new language. And when you're from the isolated state of Nebraska and have never been, anywhere, and you go somewhere and they're speaking a completely new, different language altogether, and they're, it didn't seem like it was that far away. I remember that being kind of a eye-opening moment when I was a kid. Oh, jeez. You guys want to see my latest find? There's 22 people online right now. I better show this off while I can. So I picked this up from a post on Facebook Marketplace that showed up last week, and initially they didn't have a price tag on it. They were just accepting offers, and I'm like, well, how much were you thinking about getting for that? And this is a Team Losi XX Sport, and I know it's a sport because it has bushings in it, and then it has the gray shocks, whereas the good version, or the more expensive version, would have had black shocks on it, right? My cat's been up there. So, and it had plastic outdrives, which it was all, the whole idea was to make it a more affordable race car, which, Losi and Associated were doing that because we, back in the late 80s, early 90s, you still had the same problems we do now, trying to get new people into it and having stuff be so expensive. So they had the XX Sport, and because of the bushings and because it didn't have the black coated shocks and it had the plastic outdrives and everything, it was just a little bit cheaper model. And this one has never touched anything. I mean, it is brand spanking new. It did get put together wrong. I had to fix some stuff. They had the shocks on the wrong side. The slipper assembly was all jacked up. I put my own Hydro drive on there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. And then somehow, whoever had this, the rear shocks are fine, but there's one short front shock body and there's one long shock body. So you have a little bit different in droop. So this is actually a rear shock. So whoever had this car must have had another one, or at least another Losi car with these shocks on it. So I am now going to have to find a single front shock if I want to make this super complete. But I thought this was really good find. And all I had to do is trade a ready-to-run car for it. So I kind of made out on the better end of that one, in my opinion. Because I'm a collector, you know. These wheels, these discs haven't been painted yet. They're still clear. And they're not glued. So if I wanted to change tires, I could. But these are the Losi 4 ribs and IFMAR pins and red compound. So another car added to the museum, basically. Chris Hardiston's from North Dakota, and he's like, way up north on the reservation, there's a park campground that is right inside the border. So when you leave the park, you have to go back through security. Yeah, I remember that too. Like that was an interesting thing because nobody in my family had a passport or anything like that, and we went up to the border. I remember there being a gate, and the guard or whatever took my dad's license, and that was that. We were able to go in, and then turn around and come right back out. Jackson Anderson up here, he actually has an RC car question I'll try to answer. How often do you replace brake pads on a nitro buggy? I believe that some of the pros basically replace them just about every time they race. Not every heat, not every main, but like if you had, like what we do, a techno race once a month, I think they replace them every single time. Us regular people, I don't know. You're talking to a guy who doesn't do a whole lot of preventative, right? Clearly, I'm not an engineer, but I think back when I was running nitro, I'd probably do it about every gallon of fuel. I think, which ended up being like maybe once every month and a half or something like that when we were racing a couple weeks in those time periods. Maybe it was more than a gallon. A gallon seems very short compared to when I was running. I don't know. You kind of just got to look at them. You got to inspect them. It's kind of like clutch shoes. Like there's a certain size that you don't want to go under. At least on the Losi. I don't remember what it is now, but we used to. Adam Drake had a measurement out there, and you would take your calipers and measure your clutch shoes, and if they were under that, then you had to replace them. Jose, he says, does your wife approve the car museum? She kind of doesn't have a choice, but yeah, she does. The thing is like, we've been married for 18 years now and been together since 2000. So she's my spending habits are well known to her, and this is my room. Like when we were looking for a house, one of my main things for a house was, okay, I need my own room where I can just put all my own stuff, and you guys stay out of my room. That way I don't have to worry about it, getting cleaned and all that stuff. She still does come down here and clean, and every once in a while find stuff moved, but no, she has no real problem with that at all. Now, if I was, not making house payments and stuff, then we might have a different outcome there. So, as long as I'm not completely stupid with our money and our space, then we seem to be okay. Jackson, I don't know. I'm now that you got me that, I'm trying to think about when I was really running nitro all the time and how often I replaced a lot of stuff, and I probably didn't do it as often as I should have. Maybe that's why I got so frustrated with it. But I know for a fact that the pros, they replace a lot of stuff. They replace servos way more than we do. Um, Clutch shoes. Uh, you know, I basically I replace my clutch bearings pretty much no matter what before every main, just because you don't want to go in there with any sort of slightly worn out clutch bell bearing that can make you flame out. When I'm at a really big race, I always put in a new glow plug right before a long main. You know, if everything's running right, a lot of times I've actually in the past I've replaced my clutch shoes and doing preventative maintenance, and it actually made my engine not run very well. So kind of depends on that one. It depends on how much they're worn and whether or not I want to risk having, you know, a new set of shoes affect how the car's actually been running. So John Haas says Proline tires come out of the bag pretty clean. J Concept says meh, you deal with it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're so used to just going ahead and cleaning our tires no matter what. I guess I never really thought about it. I mean, I still clean J Concept's tires, you know, with like Windex and get them all prepped. Does a Plex sell brake pads? I mean, we probably not for your car. To be honest, to be dead honest with you, the thing is you guys that all have the RC8s, for the most part, have been sponsored drivers. So it's only until recently, like Nick Sneathen and you, and well, and even you for that matter. You know, it's just one of those things where if we hadn't carried the car, you know, we weren't really going to carry a lot of parts for it. So, yeah, unfortunately, we don't. Peter Renault says the availability of tires seems to be getting worse. Yeah, I agree. I think that I don't think that's going to change anytime soon either. Because most of our tires are going to be made, unfortunately, in China, except for Proline. I think Prolines are still made here in the States. I think AK's made here in the States, but the materials that they need to actually make them is still a problem. So yeah, I know, everything sucks. Speaking of tires, before anybody asks, no, we don't have any gold ellipses for e-buggy, or for 8-scale buggy. And no, we don't have any gold ellipses for stadium truck this round. You're just going to have to deal with it. We've got silvers, and we have Proline clay compound, and we have gold barcodes in stock, but not many, as people have been buying those now. Should have ordered more of them, actually. Feel kind of dumb for not doing that this week. But we have a whole bunch of silver ellipses, and silvers work too. They just kind of wear out a little bit faster on our track. So, you know, it's kind of a problem everywhere. We tried to stay ahead of it by ordering a bunch of tires, and we sold them. So, kind of is what it is. We do have gold compound Truggy ellipse tires, though. Mainly because we're like one of the only tracks that actually uses those tires. So, we're you know. But I think for some of you guys that have never used barcodes before, I think if you slap those on your car and and go out there, I think you will be pleasantly surprised by how well barcodes actually work. My a couple years ago, the year I won e-buggy at the Winter Series, the last time, which was, when was that? 2018. That was my go-to thing. Was dirt webs in the back and barcodes in the front, because it really tamed down my Mugen, like a lot. My Mugen had buttloads of steering, and I would put barcodes in the front to calm it down a little bit, and then dirty webs in the back, and because dirt webs all the way around was really twitchy, and barcodes all the way around was really twitchy, and for some reason that combination really seemed to make it work. So yeah, the new whoop section, you guys, has my seal of approval. So I'll show you guys. I will show you guys on the video tomorrow exactly what we're doing with the whoops. So we got rid of the rolling whoop section, and we just laid out a straight shot whoop section, and it's a gnarly one. So, but not gnarly to where it's just gonna wreck you for no reason. It's gnarly because it makes your car do this the whole way. I think there's like a fine line when you're dealing with whoops for RC cars, where if you make them too big, you basically just make a crash fest, and it's not fun for anybody. And then if you make them too small, well, then there's no real point, right? It's not like a legit whoop section. So we have this this awesome new set of whoops that are just right. It's like Goldilocks. It's like a Goldilocks zone for RC cars. There it is. Lance is on here. Nice to see Lance. Jackson, I don't remember. I know that one side gave you more side bite and one side gave you more forward bite. But it's been so long since I ran barcodes, I honestly don't remember. I think there's actually a J Concepts blog post on it somewhere. Peter Renault, did VRP pistons help in the whoops? I mean, you would think so, right? They've got that thing where it you got faster up travel and down versus down travel, or vice versa. Probably. I guess we'll find out. I'm pretty sure Tebow will be here again, and I know he's got him in his car, so I think so. Those of you guys that have watched this channel and watched the live stream know about my cat, Finn, the fat one. He just walked by, and he had to go to the vet today at 7 a.m. in the morning and get put under anesthesia, and he got 5 of his teeth taken out. And then they had to wake him up, and they gave him some antibiotics and some wake-up juice. And his eyes have been saucer plates since he's been home. And he's not allowed to eat any hard food for a while, so we got to make sure that we keep him out of the girl cat's food box. So it's kind of funny watching him run around. He's just plates. It's really funny. I know, Lance, I did not get oranges yet. My wife just went shopping, and I forgot to ask for oranges, so I'm drinking my Blue Moon with no orange. Kind of butthurt about that. I tried it with lemon, because we did have some lemons left over from Thanksgiving, and that was a definite no-go. That was not good at all. Jackson Anderson and John Haas are in the chat debating the proper barcode sides, and yeah, see, John Haas, he looked it up. He went to J Concepts and looked it up. So he's giving that information to Jackson, and then Jackson is arguing with him. This is what customers do to me all the time. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm working at the store. Is somebody will come in and they will ask me a question that I actually know the answer to. I will then give that answer, and then they will argue with me about the answer. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So I just let you know that if you're a customer that comes into our store and you do that to me while I'm working there, more than likely I will go like this, go, well, okay, and then I will just kind of walk away, and I will grind my teeth while I'm doing it so I don't say anything, because I'm trying to be, nice. But don't take it personal. Just think about it. Just think, why did Alex, the YouTube guy, just walk away from me? And then rehash the conversation, and then think to yourself, did I ask a question and then argue with the answer I was given? Like that. Think that to yourself, and then wonder, maybe it was me, and then not be one of those guys that goes on and gives us a 1-star because they argued with me about something, and I didn't want to deal with it anymore, so I just walked away from him, and then they're like, that guy sucks, and then 1-star me. So, that hasn't happened recently, by the way. Somebody did call me a grumpy and mean on Facebook recently, which blew my mind because I've been taking meds to keep me from being grumpy and mean for quite some time now. So a lot of times I'm grumpy and mean because of our employees, because of my coworkers, not because of anything customers do. I will give you that. Yeah, but Trevor, see, we have to watch that, because if we're a douche to everybody, then I don't know. There's a fine line between douchedom and non-douchedom. We're really lucky though at the Plex that we don't get a lot of douches anymore. Like, I feel like they've kind of been weeded out. Like this one guy that I can't remember what it was, but it was one of those days where we're like really busy, and I was being asked something, and then I was getting argued with about what I was given for the answer, and then I was like, well, okay. I'm like, well, you could try this, and the guy was like, no, I can't, that won't work, and I'm like, okay, well, you could do this, and then the guy was like, that what, and then I just was like, okay, and then I just walked away from him, and then this guy told Cam that I need to learn better customer service, and I overheard that and was just like face palming it, because I'm like, dude, so sometimes instead of being like what Trevor said, it's better to just go away, honestly. There's certain people that come in, and when I see they come in, sometimes I disappear, either because I've had a bad reaction, or an interaction. I've had a bad interaction with somebody, and I feel like it's just better if I go back and find something to do, rather than have the same sort of thing happen. Or there's this guy that gave us a 1 star like a month and a half ago, and we talked about it on the podcast. And I made a real effort to be nice to him, and now he's in there like every day. So, you know, you never know. Look at that. Nice straight wing. So when I built this new car, I did get I got the blue wing brace back here, because I'm terrible on wing braces. They are always moving over on me. And I got the aluminum steering bell crank, if you guys can see that. And I got the aluminum front bulkhead. Last year, when I needed a tick more steering, I put the aluminum front bulkhead on, and that actually gave me just a tick more steering. I put the bell cranks on because I don't want to break anything. So I got that rear wing brace. I think it's only like $8.99 or something like that. So if you have a B6.3 and you haven't bought that, it's a really nice thing to have. It goes in there really easily, and it just helps keep that wing nice and firm. I got the 175 RC red kit for this thing, and the only ones I didn't use... Oh, I could probably put those on. I forgot the front axles are wider now. But yeah, she's ready to go. Got my speed controller set up. It's an Orca ESC that I've had for a while. My ProTech 160T. That's my go-to steering servo for all my 10-scale cars. And then I got a Motive MC4 7.0 motor. I really love the 7.0. I had a 6.5 for a while because my old 7.0 went bad after I had it for a couple years, so got myself a new one, and it should be just the just right amount of speed for me. So there you go. And I'm gonna probably keep running my old body. So I like this body, and I know that it's like we're talking about aerodynamics and stuff here, but I don't really like the stock B6.3 body very much. I do really like the J Concepts F2 body for these cars. However, every single time that I get a new body, it's like $50 to get it painted, and I'm cheap. So I think I'm going to just stick with a couple of these. So what would Alex do? I was trying to come in knowing the part number in case I need Kip to get it. Did the Plex ever get the new replacement wing mounts that have the holes for the brace? You know, that's a very good question, because we have a lot of wing mounts in stock. I should go through those and double check, because it's a running change. It's the same part number. However, you could always just take the old ones and just drill them. It wouldn't be that hard. I mean, it's just plastic. Just take a 2.5 drill bit, drill them, and then you make it 2.5 so that you can take your screws and kind of threads itself in. Or a 3. I guess a 3 wouldn't hurt anyways, because you're threading into the actual brace. So yeah, I really like TLR wings. I wish I still had a whole bunch of mine. I'm sad. So, funny story. When I knew I wasn't gonna renew my contract with TLR way back in like 2017, um, you know, because I just didn't feel like I was having fun being a sponsored guy. It didn't have anything to do with TLR at all. Um, my last order that I made with my account, I ordered all sorts of stuff I could use for just about any car. So bearings, ball diffs, uh, you know, diff balls and rings. Um, I ordered a lot of wings, a lot of wheels, just stuff that I knew I might need in the future. And I have finally used up, I think, every wing I had. And I went through the rims a long time ago. And bearings, I still have some of those around. And let's see. I think the ball diff stuff, I think this summer I ran out. So I was thinking ahead when I kind of felt like I didn't want to be sponsored guy anymore, you know? Every time I buy paint, he's asking me if I'm painting something. You know, we had a guy when I first started working at the Plex, like 2005 that year. We had a guy who he came in and bought a whole bunch of model glue, right? And then like 2 days later, he was back and he bought more model glue. And then like another few days went by and he came in wearing boxer shorts and a button-up shirt that was buttoned off a couple buttons. And he walked over to the model section, grabbed an entire thing of model glue, and ran out the door. It's so bad. And they caught him, you know, because you can't miss him. Trevor's out of here. See you, Trevor. Chris Hardiston asked, does it cost anything to run a crawler there or mess around on the track? So the track, yes. The outdoor crawler course, no. The indoor course, when it's done, will be $5, just like it was before with the 10 scale. Okay, Jackson. Here's what you do. You use this magical thing called a phone or device, right? And if you have the internet, you can use Google, and you type in J-Concepts barcode direction. Okay? And you click on it, you hit the search icon, and then the very first thing that comes up is questions about mounting your barcodes, J-Concepts blog spot. And then you click on that, and it should take you to questions about mounting your barcodes on the J-Concepts blog. I found it in about 30 seconds. So, there you go. Much work has been put into the details of the barcode tire so that customers would have more than one mounting option. After many months of testing, we determined that in the rear, the Y side bars should be mounted to the outside of the wheel. This typically results in more side bite and being more stable. We recommend that the Y-shaped bars be mounted on the inside of the wheel in front, as it provides more initial bite and turn-in. So there you go. About 30 seconds. Oh, did Trevor put a link on there? I missed it. I must have missed it. Yeah, Chris, hopefully it's not covered in snow. Even if it is, I mean, it'd still be kind of fun, but the outdoor course would be really good with the G-Speed. Be a lot of fun. Kind of stoked to get the indoor course done. It's gonna be exciting. It's kind of fun to use my artistic side a little bit, you know, because that's basically what I'm doing. Is I'm it's almost like sculpting in a way. And so is the outdoor, actually. I mean, you know, how you set the rocks up, and when I'm building the man-made stuff, it's kind of like, you know, there's a certain aesthetic that I'd like to have, you know? So, yeah. Just getting my Velcro placed here for the body. And then, I think this car is going to be ready to get the diff broken in at the track. I got to get some slicks for down there in Hutch. I'm going to see if I can get some of those V2s from J Concepts. If not, I'll just make slicks out of these ellipses and dirt webs. There we go. Back in business. You can definitely tell the chassis is slightly longer. That's weird. Hey, you guys. Kind of doesn't look good with that wing, does it? Something's off about it. Maybe I will use the new body. Maybe I'm just missing the front wing. I gotta cut out the front wing. Where's the front wing here? See, it actually looks better from this side. Speaking of front wings, I was able to get a front wing on my Schumacher without actually ordering a front wing. I just took I took an associated wing and kind of chopped it up a little bit, and I made it fit on my Schumacher car, and definitely made a difference on the carpet. I could feel it. It was way more stable. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I have been tremendously busy. I am sorry. I need to be better about that. Hopefully, after this weekend, even though it's for us at the store, it's going to be crazy busy. But usually, once the Techno series is come and gone, everything kind of settles down for a little bit, and I can kind of refocus on stuff, on answering messages and all that other good stuff. Gosh darn it. Oh, I didn't take the plastic off of that wing either. Maybe that's what it is. I forgot to take the cover, the plastic cover off of it. I do that. I forget stuff this late. Okay, throw that away. And make sure that this is nice and rounded off. That is terrible. That's better. Okay. There's terrible. What's that, Charles Barkley? There's terrible, man. Terrible. Cody, that's a good question. If I was going to choose between a Hobbywing Fusion and an axe, I think I'd go with the Fusion just because it's a cleaner setup. Because the speed controller and motor are basically one. I had a Fusion, and I actually went back to brushed. I put a so in the G speed over here, I went back to a 1080 and a 35 turn Holmes torque motor, the one with replaceable brushes, and that's been the best combo for me personally. The Fusion has this weird thing where it kind of like it felt like it jumped on its own. It has this program in it called Throttle Match, and when I turned it off, the damn thing stuttered, like it didn't work right. So when I turned it on, everything was smooth again. But I was not a fan. I'm not sure about the axe. I haven't actually ever driven one with an axe in it yet. The only bummer about the axe is you're kind of stuck using Hobbywing motors because of the way that they've done the their proprietary sensor mount. So I don't know. But I really like the 1080 with a lot of drag brake and the powerful 35 turn. And it's cheaper. It's just straight up cheaper, so let's see if I can get this up here. I don't have my radio, so but yeah, I just have that that Torque Master 540 in there, 35 turn, and with the Enduro I just geared it 2187. Has plenty of power, plenty of wheel speed, and to me it's like smoother. So take that for what it is. I don't know, I kind of just went back to brushed. Just it felt more natural to me as well. Now there are some if you can get like a stubby motor with a Holmes speed controller. I've never tried that, but I hear good things about that. The Castle Creations, like a Mamba X with the Holmes stubby, is pretty popular. You can get one of those obnoxiously loud Outrunner motors. Those seem to have an incredible amount of control if you can get around the noise. Man, this body is torn up. Yeah, there you go. Or Castle Creation slate motor. Forgot about those. That's another good setup too. So, but I like the brush stuff still. Plus, it would like take forever to wear out a brush motor, unless you got it wet. That's a different story. But if you just regular use, a brush motor doesn't wear out that quickly either. So I don't know. We'll see what next year brings, you know. I didn't think I was going to go through like 4 different crawlers this year, but I did. But the 1080 is such a sweet little speed controller for the money. I mean, it's just, it works really good and not very expensive, and it just works. John Haas, we have not seen the official anything from Traxxas about the new Max. Everything that I've seen has been online, and it just looks like it's got the wide Max kit on it, and it's longer. Underneath of everything, I have no idea. Lance, let me put this wing on, and I'll show you the Bigfoot. Yeah, Jason Arona's kind of got me into like a Bigfoot mood. So, a while back I was able to acquire about 30 different RC cars from this guy, and he had a couple of the Traxxas Bigfoot Stampedes, and I was like, I didn't think I was ever gonna like do anything with them, but then another one of the trucks that was in that bunch was this MST monster truck, and I really didn't like the body on the MST monster truck because I don't know. It was like they were trying to do a Bigfoot without actually doing a Bigfoot. And so I thought, how cool would it be if the yeah, maybe I'll go to the new body. But I thought, how cool would it be to put the Traxxas Bigfoot on there? So I brought the Stampede Bigfoot out of storage, and I put it on top of the MST 4-wheel drive monster truck, and I'm like, man, this is like a perfect fit. And it's because the Stampede, the Traxxas Bigfoots are 2-wheel drive, it's kind of like, it's not necessarily the real deal. Well, this MST 4-wheel drive truck's got a full cage in it and everything. So I'm like, let's put new holes in it, and let's make a little shelf queen. And so, because these bodies by themselves are like $70. But this truck is cool. Emerson and I drove it around the basement. It's actually pretty fun. It pretty much wheelies on command. And let me see if I got the body. Where did that body go? Where did all those bodies I had go? I wonder if I put them out here. Let me go see if they're out here real fast. Weird. What did I do with them? Did I put them? Oh, I bet I put them over here. Man, I got so much stuff. All right, here's the Here's the stock body for that MST truck. I don't even know what they call this thing, to be honest. I no clue. But it's an MST monster truck, max speed technology, okay? There's the stock body, right? And it's clearly trying to be Bigfoot. It's blue, same color. It's a Ford, obviously, without being Ford. You know, there's no symbols or anything on it. So here's that, and now here's the Bigfoot body on there. Right? This is way better. So yeah, so that's what I did. So now I've got a blue fake Ford truck for like car crushing purposes. For monster trucks. But I mean, this thing runs. I mean, we have the radio and we plugged a battery into it and everything works. So it's pretty fun to drive around like the basement and stuff. But I wouldn't want to go too crazy with it because I'd be afraid to break it. Because I'm just not quite sure which model this is. So, but it does look really cool with the Traxxas Bigfoot body on it. It's pretty surprising how well it fit on there. So one of my winter projects is going to be to build the regulator out of a clodbuster. I now have everything I need to make it work, and I actually ordered this from J Concepts through my team account way back in like March. So I've got the regulator chassis. I got the behind the axle steering mount for it. And then before I built it, I wanted to make sure I had shocks for it. And so I'm going to use the extra long Traxxas GTR shocks. And all it really is you're basically taking a clodbuster, like this, and you're putting their super awesome carbon fiber chassis on it, and it'll have single shocks instead of dual. And the front servo mount will be mounted a little differently. And there's some 3D printed knuckles I can get for it to make it turn better. But we'll kind of get there when the time comes. So, but yeah, this is actually going to be a YouTube video. I've got a never built new in box clodbuster that's going to have the regulator stuff all set up on it. So that's definitely kind of a winter project for me. Throw that back there. Whew. So there we go. I got my new dirt car all ready to go, ready to get broken in, and I actually have a lot more projects. So I just got, my sister got it for my birthday. I just got a Bandai AT-AT and a Red 5 X-Wing from Bandai. These two things have been on back order for quite a while, especially this guy. So I'm going to be building these eventually. But it's daunting because it's just another thing that I have on my list of stuff. I still got that Vanquish kit I got to build. And when that that Mini B roller comes out. Both Emerson and I are going to have that to race with for Tiny Tuesdays. And I still got to put some stuff on my my EB410 to get that race ready for this summer or spring. I just gave Kenny my bodies, and Emerson's getting a new truggy body with his colors on it, so things are kind of coming together a little bit. All right, well, I think that's it. We've been on for about an hour and a half, so I think that's good enough. It's nice to be done at 10:30 instead of 11:30. And I'm going to go to bed because I got to go to work tomorrow and get the pits kind of set up, figure out what I'm going to do with the crawler course for the weekend. And then long day of work tomorrow, doing orders, helping customers, all that good stuff. So appreciate you guys tuning in on Wednesday night. Again, when we do after hours, they'll be on Wednesdays. I think we're going to take a break from everything YouTube. Let me look at my calendar. So I think next week we'll be on the 15th for What's New. We'll be back doing the podcast on the 13th and the 20th. And then I don't think we're doing anything YouTube related until after the new year. We're going to take like a 2-week break. So hopefully I get to see some of you guys at the track. And if not, I hope to see you guys in person sometime. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Patreon if you want. It's a quick and easy thing to do. Helps the channel out. Helps us grow. Helps us pay for our podcast. All that good stuff. So we appreciate it. And I'm going to sign off right now. Bye.